If you're looking to modernize your car, you came in the right place, because in this video we're gonna compare those two CarPlay screens or CarPlay receivers. We'll see which one performs best, but the main difference between those is that one is $50 and one is $250. We'll see how they perform in terms of performance, features, and quality and speed, I guess. So pretty much everything that they have to offer, we'll test it. So stay tuned, because in this video there's gonna be a detailed comparison between those two devices. So here we have both packages, and as you can see, the generic version doesn't have any name. The $50 one unit, the $250 is coming from CarPod Go. It's the T3 Pro version. So we're gonna start with the this unit, the unboxing of the generic unit. Inside we have, let's see, what is this thing? Seems like a audio video cable and an aux cable for audio connectivity. Let's see what else we got in here. We got the power adapter, which it looks like this, and the windshield mount. Okay, now let's move on to the CarPod Go, because you can see the package are a little bit different. The CarPod Go, it looks more fancy. So here we have the windshield mount. We got the USB-C cable, which will be our power cable. And we have the cable for the backup camera, because this unit comes with a backup camera as well. So that is nice. We got the aux Bluetooth receiver. So this is pretty cool. I will demonstrating later in the video what it does. And we have the aux cable. And here we have a spare suction cup for the windshield mount. So let's jump straight to the comparison of those two units. And here we have the CarPlay screens side by side. As you can see, this is the cheaper version, the most expensive version, and they look different. One is wider, one is narrower, and one is thinner, or at least that's what it looks like. In terms of weight, this one weighs more, of course, because might be a little bit wider. Now in terms of ports, this is the port side on the $50 unit, and compare with the CarPod Go T3. As we can see, we have a USB-C charging port, which powers the main unit. On the other side we have the regular DC 12 volt with not a USB-C port. I'm not sure what kind of connector is, but you're kind of stuck with that kind of connector. Micro SD card on the generic one, USB type A, AV in, and audio. And on this one we got the pretty much the same thing, audio, AV in, and microphone port. So both support a backup camera. Now we're gonna start looking at those windshield mounting devices, and this is for the generic one. Pretty basic, few adjustments here, and we're gonna take a look at the other one. They look slightly different. I think this one will extend a little bit more on the CarPod Go. Seems more sturdier, more I would say a little bit better than the generic one. They kind of do the same thing. The only difference is the mounting points. On the generic unit is this kind of cheap mounting point where you press it in and then slide it until it clicks. and that's it. And on the CarPod Go, it's magnetic, which is pretty nice. That's all we have to do. So that will really help if you need to take the device out of the windshield, out of sight for any reason. Just snaps on and off. That's pretty cool. Now we're gonna perform a quick startup test and see which one loads up faster to the main menu. I'm really curious to see, but it will be an interesting one. And wow, they are both at the same time. By the way, if you notice those load up screens on the generic Uniq, you won't be able to change that splash screen. On the other hand, on the CarPod Go, you are able to select pretty much any of the car brands available. Now, since we have both units powered on the main menu, one thing that catched my eye was the left side. On the generic unit, the screen it's losing the colors, or it looks a little bit washed off looking from the bottom on or from the top. Doesn't seem to be affected that much from the side views, but looking from the top or the bottom may impact the way the image is shown on this generic unit. Since we're looking at the displays here, as we can see, there is a difference in terms of the raised bezels. On the generic unit, it has those thick raised bezels, and that doesn't make it really appealing compared to this CarPod Go T3 Pro. You can see it's all nice, smooth, no raised bezels, and it really makes it more appealing and good looking. In this test, I was demonstrating how easy is it to pair the phone for the first time to those units, and the CarPod Go was a little bit faster in terms of connectivity for the first time, but also I didn't have any major drawbacks or issues with the generic unit as well. Just a little bit slower, but no issue at all. Now I did the speed test, and as we can see, the CarPod Go on the bottom seems to be a little bit smoother in terms of animations, and browsing through the menu gives you more like a smoother experience dragging the map as well. It does have that 60 frames per second for the CarPlay, so that really helps because it really makes it faster in this test. In this next test, we'll see which one loads up faster, the Apple CarPlay with the automatic connections once we start up the car. So we'll simulate that scenario and we'll see which one is the winner in this case. Clearly something went wrong with the generic unit, so we're gonna redo the test because it skipped the connection for this time. And now we got Android Auto on the screen here. We're gonna do a speed test or a responsiveness test, and as you can see, similar experience on both units. So they both have a little bit of delay. The only advantage I see here is on the CarPod Go T3 Pro because the screen is wider, so allows more content on the screen. Now we're gonna quickly switch gears and move on to the Android Auto loading time. They're both similar in terms of timings. The winner would be here the generic unit. Hard to believe, but it is what it is. This is how I perform this test. I use my Android phone and I dial through the Android arrow and I answer on my iPhone, muting the microphone on my iPhone, and I was recording whatever it came through this unit. So here is the result.
This is how it sounds like on the generic unit.
We went ahead and did the same exact thing on the CarPod Go T3 Pro, and here's the result.
1, 2, 3 test. 1, 2, 3 test. 1, 2, 3 test.
And what I've noticed here in this test is that on the CarPod Go T3 Pro, it was equalizing the microphone from the phone. So I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but definitely there is no clear winner here. So comparing some side-by-side features, one thing those are similar to each other is the shortcut for the nighttime and daytime. As you can see, those are similar there. The only downside is that on the generic unit, you won't remember the settings for the brightness. On the other side here, it will remember the settings for the nighttime and the daytime, and also this one has an automatic light adjustment, so that's pretty cool. Also gives you the option to choose the night shift to have the screen dim in between those hours, which is really nice. And now here I'm trying to reduce the brightness on both units to see which one would be the dimmest. That would really affect the driver, especially at nighttime. If it's too bright, it will be an inconvenience. But from what we can see, they are both similar in terms of the dimming setting. I don't see a huge difference. And I'm gonna shut off some lights here just to have a better idea. I'm not sure how much it will help, but I think they are pretty similar when it comes to the lowest dimming setting. Now in terms of the sound output, this is where this CarPod Go is gonna shine. It has this dual Bluetooth mode where your phone connects via Bluetooth to the CarPlay screen and also connects to the car audio system. So it's able to being connecting at the two systems at the same time. So that is pretty cool. Unfortunately, this unit will not support that feature. So if your car has Bluetooth audio, you can have your phone paired to the Bluetooth system of the car and also add this unit. So that is pretty cool. And if your car doesn't have a Bluetooth system in it, but you have an aux cord, well, you're still in luck because it will work the same way as I was explaining earlier. This unit comes with this Bluetooth adapter. So this also plugs in. You can plug it in because it needs some power supply, so you can plug it in the additional port of this CarPlay screen and the other end in the aux cord of the car, and from the list on the phone you will be able to select that Bluetooth adapter. That way you can have a two-way communication. When we have the FM transmitter on both, we have aux on both, we got speakers on both, but as I said, the main feature will be on this one. That's where it would be more a seamless connection and it will improve things. Surprisingly, on this generic unit, we have some extra features such as iOS mirror and auto link, so you can actually mirror your phone, your iPhone, on the this unit. So we're gonna try this in a second, mirrored on the generic unit, so which will be interesting to see how that works. So that's pretty cool. Here we go, we have the screen mirrored to the CarPlay screen, so that is awesome. We can even look at some photos. So if you have any photos in landscape mode, that they should work just fine. And also can play videos via YouTube. So that is pretty cool. We're gonna give that a try here in a second. We can play a video from the phone by mirroring, so that is pretty nice. Now, in terms of long-term reliability with the Wi-Fi connections, I was experiencing connection loss with both units. I've been using them for 2 weeks, but they were more frequent on the generic unit. But that wouldn't be a problem. It would just disconnect for a couple of seconds and then will auto connect. So that is normal pretty much with any CarPlay screen. So this is it for this video. So as you saw, they are both great choices. One is gonna give you less headache than the other. The experience is gonna be smoother on the more expensive one, and the cheaper one is not as bad as you may think it is, but you saw the differences, you be the judge, and whatever is in between this price point is not gonna be that much different. There are other units out there, but I just wanted to get the lower end and the higher end of those CarPlay screens. And I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you like this kind of content, please click like and subscribe for more similar content.